Well, it's day 3. You had 5 tasks. Let's have a look at them, what we're asking you to do. First one was the measurement. This is horrible for some people. Ultimately, looking at emotional eating will have an effect on your body composition. It'll either it's going to go up or it's going to go down. If you have problems that you don't eat enough and that you're on the verge of becoming an anorexic, you need to be able to monitor to improve food. You know, if you're probably eating a bit too much, you probably want to bring it down a bit. This is not a weight loss series, it's just about emotional eating. But ultimately you've got to get the habit of measuring, seeing where you are and seeing the direction of travel. Now obviously everyone's jumping on off scales. There's a big debate about whether or not that's good or not. If it becomes obsessive, it's not good. A lot of binge eating regimes will require you to weigh once a week. So you've got to see now if you can cope with that. If not, you've got to think of something else. Now in the copy I think I detail other things. You could do like a wrist measurement, an arm measurement, a thigh measurement, a tummy measurement. Or you could go, well look, what size are my clothes? Am I a size 12 or 16 or 18, whatever? And you can monitor things like that. So try and do that if you can, but if you can't, just noting it down as yet another problem for you to overcome when you're dealing with emotions. Second thing was the 5-minute writing task. When you sit down with a pen and paper, ideally you write for 5 minutes. This, as you can see, is the start of this whole getting your feelings out of you onto paper. And it doesn't really matter what it is. I've seen some people just write simple rubbish. Other people have just written about the description of what goes on. Other people have written quite incisive things about emotions. But there's an awful lot of stuff that says rumination and turning things over in your brain will not stop until you actually get a pen out and you write it, sort of a discharge. Now, some people find this immediately cathartic, other people are doing it for years and only then seeing the result. But you've got to work out, does that speak to you? The idea this week is not to sort of go, here are the drills, you must fix them, and say, here are the regimes, see which speaks to you. NLP, now a very good friend of mine, Steve Blower, NLP master, master practitioner, he jumped on board to help me out with that drill. And now that drill that you saw in the video will develop into other things, and it helps you reflect, helps you begin to chase down emotions, chase down the way you think and feel about things. So if you think that, oh, that's exciting, we may be able to steer you towards an NLP solution. D was protein. Now each time we've given you a little hint, of thus far you've had 3 hints. You've now had protein, slow release, and 6 times a day. So the idea is, rather than really weird food, we'd like you to 6 times a day have a little bit of 6 times a day have a little bit of protein and a little bit of slow release. All that begins to calm your system down, and it really helps. Once again, if you're starving all day long, well, of course you're going to descend on the fridge the moment you get opportunity late at night. So this thing about getting out, getting your blood sugar regulated. Last thing, I just threw it in to aggravate you, and really there's that list from a couple of days ago where things to change. So any little thing. So if you sit facing this way, why not sit facing that way? If you go to work this way, why not go to work that way? Play a game, annoy your partner or something. It's just, can you get change onto your agenda? And I think also I would have put in, can you practice that seated meditation thing? Because we're going to need it. I need to know that you can sit down with your back to the wall and focus your attention on where you're contacting the seat or the floor. Well, look, hope that's useful. Just 2 more days to go, and good luck. Thanks for being on board. Take care.